Okay, here we are on part 2. So what we're going to do on the front of this is we're going to deglaze the front pads and the front rotors, kind of continuing on from the back, deglazing of the back rear brakes. Now we're going to take you and show you what needs to be done on the front. Now all you need for this job is a 3/8 Allen bolt. That's what it looks like, to remove the caliper from the spindle itself. And then we'll do the rest as it's actually on the vehicle. We don't have to remove the rotor off of the truck. So, to get you a little bit closer. Okay, I'm going to take my Allen bolt. Now this is just a 3/8 Allen. You can get this at any hardware store, Sears, something like that. Kind of wiggle the caliper off. I'm just going to set that up there just so it doesn't hang on the brake line. Now these pads look like they're kind of a little bit worn, but they're still okay. I mean, they're kind of thin. Probably could use to have them replaced, but I think they'll be alright. Let's pull these ones. Yeah, these are the ceramic, so they're not bad. They're wearing down, but my rotor's still in good condition. Still spins real nice. So I'm going to just go ahead and deglaze these ones and put them back together. Same thing, we're going to use the grinder on this, flatten this up, and then also here. Alright, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to take my pad, and I can see some of the edging in there. So I'm going to do the same thing like I did on the back. Okay, put them two side by side, and you can see what we're trying to get is rid of that shine so we can get them to break in. And they feel a lot rougher now too, which is what we were looking for. Alright, so that's all there really is to do in the pads. Now I'm going to do the rotor. Okay, I want to show you something that I usually do when I'm doing the deglazing. I like to sand this edge here just to make sure that it's really nice and smooth, because it does get, beat up from, salt and things like that here in Utah. I use the same pad, Raylock wheel. Gets all the rust off. And then I will also do the mounting surface on the spindle. Both sides. Okay. Hang this here out of the way. Okay, just like that. It's not hanging on the cord, but it's just back there out of the way. Now I'm going to take my rotor and I'm just going to spin it, and I'm just going to hit it like this. want to do the same thing here on the inside. Grab my die grinder and just kind of spin the wheel. This next step here is a little controversial, but I always like to clean up the bolts and put a little bit of grease on them, and also grease these areas on the spindle. So I'll just use the same process to clean up the bolts. You just want to clean up where it slides in and out. WD-40. It just gets all the pits and crap and all kinds of stuff that's in there. That just gets it so it's really nice and smooth and not real rough, so that when it goes through the caliper, it's really nice. Alright, so I spent about 2 minutes cleaning that bolt, and if you look at it, for me it just seems like it's a lot better idea. Keep that bolt nice and clean. And then what I do is I just take some wheel bearing grease, and then I just grease the shaft right here. Okay, that's what she said, right? Then we're just going to take this in here, and I'm going to do it's just a real thin coat. It's just so it doesn't bind up. Now some people will use like a graphite grease or an anti-seed grease, something like that. I've always used wheel bearing grease, and I've found that it's always worked good. And then I'm going to come over here, and I'm going to do these as well. So you can see. And I'll just do the nipples there on the spindle. Then I'll come over here and lube up the caliper. You want to make sure you do this on both the bottom and the top, on both sides, and on both of the bolts right here. I'm going to go ahead and do that and put it back together. Alright, now we got it all cleaned up, got it all lubed. Just going to go ahead and put the caliper back into its position. Get her into place. Take my fresh bolts that I've greased up, put those in. And then go ahead and tighten it down. And that should be it. You're pretty much done. Alright, so all that's left is go ahead and put the wheel back on, tighten her down, go take her for a test drive. But that's pretty much all you got to do to deglaze the front brakes. Now the front brakes, they'll create like a little bit of a groove, just like the back will. And that's really what's causing your squeak, is because every time you hit the brake, that brake wants to track, or the shoe or the pad wants to track inside the drum or the rotor. And that's what causes your squeak. And then you put pressure on it as you're trying to slow down. That's what gives you that noise. So doing this usually gets rid of your squeaky noise. If you continue having like a growling noise or something like that, I would definitely check it and maybe brake lining. See if you have some issues that way. But hopefully you like that video. Please rate, subscribe, and comment. And if you want to know how to do the back, how to deglaze the back, there's another video on that. Link will be down in the description below. So we'll see you guys next week. Bye.